Hey folks, so today we're going over tier 10 horses, how to get them. So basically these are the mythical horses. I've already got all three, so I'll be using some old footage for this, and I'll be using some websites as well, just to help basically with the talking points. There's a lot to go over with tier 10s. They're a bit complicated, but you'll be glad to know that it's a case of it's guaranteed to get the version that you want. Now, tier 10s are guaranteed to get the version that you want from it. Not guaranteed success, unfortunately, but guaranteed to get the version you want. This is because you're basically breeding with extra steps. So you need a male and female tier 9 horse of the same type as you're going for. So if you want the Arduant, you want two tier 9 Arduants, one male, one female. If you want the Dine, two of them, one male, one female. And if you want the Mythical Doom, two normal Dooms, one male, one female. They have to be level 30, but the skills and stats do not matter. Now, the extra steps, we'll get into this now. So I'm using BDO Lytics for the map and Black Desert Foundry for the information on the guide. Now, you're basically going to need the mythical sensor for every single click that you do. For a mythical sensor, you need 10 powder of flame, 10 mythical horns, 10 mythical feathers. Now these central market basically, except for mythical feathers, they're hardly ever on the central market, but you can do some weekly quests to get them, and you can also get them from fairy wings. Whereas these ones basically, they just drop or central market. And then 10 mythical powder and 1 old moon sensor. Now these two are the difficult parts. So they've just added in a new recipe for old moon sensors like last month. That's one of the reasons why I've been redoing this video series. So the old moon sensor will go over first because it's more simplistic in my opinion. So old moon sensor is 20 million from the old moon shop. And then you have pure copper crystal, pure platinum crystal, pure tin crystal, and moonlight opal, all times 100. Now you can either make these with metal solvent and copper ingot or platinum ingot, tin ingot, or brilliant opal, depending on the version you're going after. Now, this is something you can do, or you can just buy them off the central market. These are generally sold out, or used to be. I don't know if they still are. This is why they brought in the other two recipes. Metal solvent obviously is not a cheap thing to use, so if you do make it yourself, then go for it. Like do this way, but generally just buy it if it's there on the market. Your second option, this basically gets rid of the two that were most like funnel, that were always sold out. Melody of Stars, which is one of the replacements, is basically Cagtum's Ring is the one that I'd always say go for at try. Gives you 25, which is all you need. You make them yourself or buy them, but it's any blue, I say any blue grade. There's like 5 or 6 blue grade accessories that aren't on the list, but generally just double check to see if it's on the list for Melody of Stars. Then you still got your pure tin crystal, but you've got magical lightstone crystal times 300. These are any lightstones can be traded. I think if it's a certain value, it's more, but I usually do the unopened versions. They're worth 6 each, so you only need 50 of them per click. Pretty simple. Now, the newest recipe still has your magical lightstones crystals, but it has Old Moon Alchemy Catalyst times 400. Now, they're from the Old Moon Manager, but I think 3 million each off the top of my head, so this is like the most expensive route to go, in my opinion. Could be wrong. It depends if I'm remembering the price of the Old Moon Alchemy Catalyst correctly. But you've got copper ingot and tin ingot, which usually there's tons on the market. And if there isn't, you can always just make it yourself. You can even get your workers working on the melted copper and melted tin shards nodes, or the ore nodes to make it anyway. So your Old Moon sensor, Old Moon managers, there's obviously Clow and Velia, and then you have Stee and Heidel, and then there's the ones in Calphion, Altanova, Valencia, Grana, Duvenkroon, and Adraxia. The link to this website will be on the description anyway, if you do want to double check that, but then you can just search the names of, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can put Old Moon in now. They've really upgraded the search engines in game. It's really impressive. So then the one that's most difficult, your Mythical Powder. Now you're going to need 10 of each of these resources, but that's to make one. You need 10 Mythical Powder, so therefore you're going to need 100 of each. So we'll start from the bottom and go to the top because bottom's easier. So Blackstone Powder times 10, well, that's easy. You just grind black stones, or you just buy it off the central market. Fruit of nature. Basically, any gathering or any activity that gives you fruits now gives you fruits of nature. It's the only fruit that you can get. Everlasting herbs, gathering again. So you can get these two, basically doing the same thing, or central market. Fruits of nature is also central market. Now, these two you can't get off the central market. These are your bottleneck items, along with your mythical feathers. Now, Flower of Oblivion isn't so bad because it's any T6 horse is worth 10 Flower of Oblivion, T7's 15, and T8 is 20. Now, this is only if it's level 15 or higher. You can use the Imperial Horse Delivery button. It basically looks like this on this version of the UI. It doesn't have the picture next to it, I think, on the normal version. And you need 100, so obviously that's 50 tier 8s, that'll be saying 5 tier 8s, 7.5 tier 7s, or 10 tier 6s. You could also get an Imperial Steed, which basically gives you all your Flower of Oblivion, but it gives you basically all the ingredients for making another click. So then your Royal Fern Roots, these are very much quest only. So basically, I will go over this quickly, but the higher you tier, the more clicks you'll get. I think you need to be master to get 1 click per week from doing the weekly and the daily, but you have to do the daily every day. It's about that anyway. But you can also get some additional quests from Jatina now. So these quests are from Wappa, but apparently you can get them from Liana in every major city now. So if you're doing it from Stone-tailed Horse Ranch, which is either there or Grana, because they're the only two places you can do the actual breeding. So you're going to be in here or Grana. So if you're from here, there's horses over at Stonebeak Shore and up at Tungred Forest. Tungred Forest is good because it's two different locations. You've got one like down on the road and then one up at the actual node itself. So there's like 4 horses over there, so it's a pretty nice one. Of course, you can always go under Tariff, and there's loads over there, but it's a good place anyway. Stone-tailed Horse Ranch, in my opinion. So for these, you basically just come to Warfare quest. You've got Fly Like the Wind for 50, and then you've got the daily, which mine's at Master, and then you've got your weekly quests. These weekly quests are for your mythical feathers, so you can either give him 1 Crogdalo Origin Stone, or you can give him 600 Carrot Confit. Just work out which one's cheaper for you, is what I'd advise. And then there is another quest, which I'm basically going to use old footage from now. So the other quest that you can do is over here in Old Wisdom Tree. Now, the Old Wisdom Tree, it's Variel. So if you don't know where it is, it's over here in Camasilv. And this is I too wish for wings. So basically, it's if you're going after the basically, it's if you're doing the tanning, to be honest, you'll get most of this stuff for this. But you need 5 powder ascension, 1,000 lightweight plumes, and thick fur times 500. Now, if you use the upgraded versions, it uses less. I think it's like a 1:2 ratio from thick fur to fine thick fur or whatever it is. And then basically, you just make it. I'm just going to fast forward this. So powder ascension you get from Golden Seal's Imperial Training. So doing your Imperial Horse trade-ins, you can get the powder ascension. It's really simple. It's really useful. So then you obviously just manufacture using fine thick fur, lightweight plume, and powder ascension. The reason you go for the lightweight plume is because everyone's killing the birds out here to get the potion piece. So it's always on the market. And then just manufacture, as you can see, it used 125 fine thick fur and 1,000 lightweight plumes. I think that's because that's the actual variant. It's not the upgraded version. Ooh, I don't know what happened there. Ignore that. So then you get those, and then quickly change back. So I'll go over the manufacturing, but I'm just going to fast forward through this. So this is the normal recipe, as you can see. So you've just got 200 of each because I'm making 2, and then you just go and manufacture. Just wait for it to go through. Luckily, I can speed up for you guys. And then you need to make your mythical powder, which, as you can see here, I'm using the Fruit of Enchantment because this is an old video. It's Fruit of Nature now in this bit, which is basically you just have to wait for this. It's very much a waiting game for doing these. So then the actual manufacturing, you basically just put all 5 in again. So you've got your fire horns, your powder of flame, your mythical feathers, old moon censers, and your mythical powder. Now, as you probably noticed, I was short, but it's fine because I already had one. So I'm just going to fast forward this for the attempt because I made some mistakes. For example, I left equipment on your horse. Don't leave any equipment on them. They're not allowed to breed. So I failed to spell, but it's called, so just call it something stupid like impossibility. Click. The reason this one fails is because I didn't spell T correctly. I should have put it TEA, so it was impossibility. That would have been a hilarious joke and it would have gone through. But yeah, so it'll fail. And then it'll go up to like 3.2% chance. You get 0.2 every time you fail. So it will happen eventually. Just keep clicking and you'll get there. So always make sure you've got male, female, mythical sensor, and you're good to go. And a silly name. As you can see, Never Happens is right there, which I didn't see in my old video. And basically, at some point, you will get to be where I am with all 3 of the tier 10 horses. So your Mythical Arduanatt, your Mythical Doom, and your Mythical Dine. And then your Crocodile Sanctuary, so you can just take them all out and put them all away. So if you found this useful, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps my channel to grow. And this one is like a third of the length of my old one. So thank you for watching. Ciao for now.